Thank you for joining us on All for the Dream, where we dive into the reality of what it takes to go after a dream. All of the sweat, all of the tears, all of the sacrifice. And at the end of the day, it isn't easy. But is it worth it? I'm your host, Nakesha Wrights, and remember, no dream is too big. What's going on, everybody? This is your girl, Nakesha Wrights, and thank you so much for joining us on All for the Dream. So today, I got the super multi-talented Morgan Flowerchild with me. Yes, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me today.
Do you want to go ahead and tell the people just a little bit about what you do?
Sure. My name is Morgan Flowerchild. I'm a director, choreographer, playwright, actress, dancer, motivator, theater educator. I'm just here in the world.
And I thought I had me a couple little things under my name, but
not
like that.
This
not like
girl
that.
is doing her thing. Okay.
So this is one question that I think a lot of people may want to know. So how did you actually come up with Flowerchild?
Oh wow. Flowerchild is a name that was given to me by my clients.
Oh, okay.
People saw the ability that I had to motivate others and help others come out of their shell and find their talents and their potential. So they started calling me Flowerchild. And my love for colors and flowers on top of that, for nature, just all made it come together. So
okay, well that's good. I never knew. I never knew, so I wanted to know. I'm getting nosy. So out of all of those things that you mentioned, like what was your first love?
Ooh, my first love. My first love has to be dance. I think dance always allowed me to come out of who I was. Like, I was a very shy child. I had a stuttering problem. So stuttering, I always got teased when I talked. So I was able to dance and feel music, and I was able to tell stories and say what I needed to say emotionally through music. Whatever was playing. I was a hip hop kid, grew up in the hip hop era, so hip hop was just my way to get everything out. Like, y'all gonna listen to me because I'm about to hit this move like that. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up. So when you got into, did you do acting before you transition into do you prefer acting over directing?
Ooh, I prefer acting over directing. I was dancing like crazy throughout my childhood into my teenage years. My parents moved down south, so I had to, my last couple of years in high school, I had to choose in North Carolina, moving from New York. I became very rebellious, and they told me I had to take drama or band. In New York, band is not something you woo, you know, because there's no HBCUs in New York. So I didn't know band was going to be lit. So I said, I'll take drama. I think they dance a little bit in drama. And my drama teacher, Angela Howard, she was like, stay after school. She gave me a monologue, and I went crazy. And she put me in these acting competitions, and I got a scholarship for theater. So I was acting like crazy.
That is dope. So what school did you go to?
I went to North Carolina A&T State University for professional theater. Aggie Pride.
I'm sorry, I'm a Spartan.
Spartan Spirit. You gotta say it a little different. Aggie Pride, Spartan Spirit. Yeah.
So what would you say was one of your biggest things that you took away from your theater program at A&T?
The biggest thing I took away from the theater program at A&T was the ability to just knowing who I was. Going to an HBCU, I grew up not really knowing a lot. I knew a lot about Black history because my dad was pro-Black. But going to an HBCU, you meet all of these Black people, beautiful Black people who love themselves and who are educated. And you're like, wow, like I really know who I am, and I can be proud of the fact that I love to wear big gaudy jewelry, and I can wear my hair big and curly, and it's embraced. So I think I took away the fact that I'm gonna always use my it factor, and I'm gonna love who I am, naturally, not having to be like this person or that person. And I think that's the biggest thing I took from A&T, was that self-love.
And that's pretty good because, you know, a lot of times you're trying to find yourself. Like, I went to school for design and marketing. Ain't nothing about no design and marketing for me. But it still was an experience of just being out there on my own and taking in everything, trying to find yourself. And I really didn't even start writing. Like, I was writing my poetry, but I didn't even start performing until, like, when I was leaving out of school.
And that's how it happens sometimes.
Yeah, so I was like, nah,
follow the dream. 4
years just wasted, but it's
discipline. It's discipline, right?
Yes.
Yep.
So you have you're very involved with the children and things. Like you have It Takes a Village 1 and 2 and Find My Way, which are all films that y'all can. Are they all on Amazon? Are they all on Vimeo?
No. Okay. Amazon.
Find My Way has Amazon.
Find My Way is on Amazon. We are looking forward to the release of It Takes a Village 1 and 2 through a awesome company. So y'all get ready for that release of It Takes a Village 1 and 2. We're excited.
So out of those, which one? Well, first let me ask this: what inspired you to have so much involvement with the children?
As a kid, being artistic and having your second grade teacher call your mom to say your daughter has a comprehension problem, and your mother having to fend for you and say, my daughter is creative. My daughter is not dumb. She doesn't have a comprehension issue. You have to learn how to teach my child. I feel that God put me here on this earth. My purpose is to find those creative children. And I am that wizard, that educator that says, hey, that child is not bad. That child is creative. Let me take your child and let that child shine through their creative genius. So I find the creative geniuses in the world, and I am the educator that gets to hone in on those children that teachers don't really understand. Teachers didn't understand me. They're like, what are you doing? I had one teacher that was just like, you, write a play. You're in third grade, but I want you to write a play, and I want you to get your friends and cast a play and direct it. And I did, and I have it on video, actually. So I wanted to be the person that I didn't have growing up.
Okay.
So, yep.
That makes sense. So which one did you feel you had the most fun with?
Oh, the film I had the most fun with out of the three, I have to say, gosh, they were all so fun. They were all so fun. I think I had the most fun with Find My Way. Reason being is that Find My Way is a musical, so I got to choreograph the numbers, and I got to see the children in the studio. We had to record the songs first, and seeing them excited about their work was like, that's the reward at the end of the day. Is seeing the kids excited about the dreams, following their dreams, and saying, oh, well, this is something I can't do because I'm not in Hollywood, I'm not in New York, I'm in Greensboro. But seeing them on the red carpet and seeing them record songs and learn the dances and looking up at the screen like, Mommy, that's me. Like that right there, Find My Way was the best, most colorful experience. Yeah.
I was in Find My Way too. Morgan casted me.
Yeah, and Nakesha rocked it. If you didn't see it out there.
What would you say has been your biggest challenge as far as putting together the film work?
The biggest challenge, I want to say, during filming, I was taught how to film by Rashim Kilo Pugh. In that experience, I'm very competitive. I learn how to edit as well. I'm very much one of those people who my brain operates in organized chaos. So technology for me is the hardest part of filming. So I'm just like, I gotta press a button and I gotta focus this and I gotta make sure this person is in this. When in actuality, I see something and I want to just create. But I know my partner needs help doing this and that. There were times I wanted to pick up my laptop and just throw it. There was times I would edit and send it to him and he'd be like, what? Like, what are you doing? And so I just was like, Morgan, stay in your lane and get your creative work done. Choreograph, direct, help when needed, if promotions, marketing, do you. But I think that was the toughest part, was seeing something and not being able to edit it. Because I would get so frustrated in my mind. But with time, I learned, and I never sat down to perfect that side of the craft, which I'm still hiring editors to edit my stuff.
Which I'm learning to edit now.
Yes.
So I can see why, because I'd be like,
I'm calling Keisha to edit some of my stuff, y'all. I'm gonna be like, Keisha, what you
I'm
doing?
only doing one set of video. I don't have two
that's
yet.
The bomb.
So
that's the bomb. If you got that kind of patience, hey.
But that's one thing, being willing to learn it.
Willing to learn it.
Try to know everything that you do.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
That's hard.
It really is, because I'm like you. Get somebody else to do it. If this is what I do, you do that. That's not me.
And it's good to learn other things. It's great to learn something that you're not comfortable doing. Get out of your comfort zone. So I learned it so that if I really need to do it, I can do it. Don't get it twisted, okay? It's just harder for me than my actual passion, which is creating the work. So
you actually have done several plays. One that you just recently wrote called Plain.
Yes.
But you've been revising and revising.
I did.
So what actually inspired you to write Plain?
Oh man, I'm gonna be very candid right now. I went through a very, very deep depression because I was in a verbally abusive marriage. I was on my way to like being successful, and there was just a negative energy, not a motivator or a support system at home. It was just like, I'm fighting to follow my dream by myself, and I'm not getting the colorful vibes at the house. So I'm like, okay. Then you meet, you finish that relationship, and then you meet somebody who really understands like your colorful side and who you are as a person, and your natural. You don't have to change who you are.
Yes.
So that's what Plain embodies, is a depressed state that I went through about who I was and trying to find myself. And then you meet someone who understands every single thing about you, and you just like, the artist in you comes out on paper, and then you see those characters in your life. The 4 friends in that play were actually my dancers and people that I mentor. So I wrote them into the production because they were around me. They're like, Morgan, what's wrong? We're in rehearsal. Why aren't you up? I'm like, okay, guys. 5, 6, 7, 8. I would snap out of it real quick because of them. They helped me to find back who I was, because they were always like, you're our motivator. Now we gotta motivate you to be as well as the new relationship was like, I'm gonna motivate you to be a better person and to be the artist that you are. So that's where that came from.
Yep.
And it's called Plain, a New Age Cabaret.
Yeah, a lot of things do come from life situations.
Yes.
I mean, we do pull from other things, but experiences definitely. I feel like experiences bring out the best.
The best artists. Yes.
Yep. But you also did Welcome Home, Uncle Silky. You directed Welcome Home, Uncle Silky, and that was a comedy. Now, was that something new for you? How did you feel about that?
I had just gotten off of a short tour with Beauty Shop with Mr. Shelley Garrett. Mr. Shelley Garrett, the godfather of urban theater, became my mentor during my process as an actress, a lead actress in his show. I was working with all celebrities, so I'm a newbie amateur actor. Not really amateur, but it's my first big paid production. And he's like, your timing, comedic timing, this. I was like, oh my God, I'm not a comedic actress. I am a tragedy actress. I'm a serious actress. So he worked with me on timing, and he said, in comedy, this and this, and I was like learning all of this stuff. And I'm like, I'm a director. He can't be telling me how to do this and that. So when I was approached by Amston Hughes and Corey Jones to direct the production, I was just like, God, what are you doing? Because I was like, I'm not a comedic actress. How am I going to help these actors do a comedy? They were so talented already that I was just, they made my job easier. So I ended up producing, investing, doing the set, everything behind this production because I thought that it was an amazing piece of work on black and white. And when I read it on black and white, I was like, boom, it happened right there in front of my eyes as the vision. I heard the lines. I saw who needs to play this role and that role. And it just came to life. Bloom, give it life.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
And you say, you know, I heard how you say, you know, you're a tragic actress. And like, that's like me. I'm always playing the wife, the girlfriend, the depressed mom, you know, the different things like that. But when I came to audition, I auditioned for the bougie girl. I was trying to be bougie. But you casted me as the girlfriend, as my number. So, but why was that? Why?
Let me tell you, the challenge with being a director is that, and I'm not saying this because Keisha's sitting here, you have actresses that can do both. That can play bougie, that can play the funny role, that can play the girl next door. But there are actresses that are coming to audition that can't do both. So you got to take the actresses that can only do one and put them where they need to be, and then take the actress who has the most variety and put them where the others lacked. So Keisha's just dope like that. That's
Thank you.
Bottom line, that's why she was cast as the girl next door, because she's dope and I could put her anywhere. So I'm thankful that she showed up because
Girl,
I didn't
had
have
to
a
leave.
girl next door.
I had to be like, I'm gonna be late coming back from my lunch. I think I need to take an extra hour. I went down on my lunch break to go audition.
I'm so happy. Yay.
And so with the theater and with the film, which one do you enjoy doing most?
I have this conversation every day with lots of different people. Theater is my first love. Film was something that I said I have always wanted to direct film. I was always seeing these visions that I wanted to put on camera. But theater, you can't edit. You can't chop anything up. It's live. The audience is reacting off of their live right now reactions. If they feel you right now in that moment, you're inspiring and motivating somebody to leave and go make a decision right there at that moment. And it's just, you have 2 hours to give an audience whatever's going to happen. A piece of furniture might fall, an actor may forget their line, you might have to improvise the entire script. And I think that's the beauty. When you're an artist, I think that's what makes theater so beautiful, is that it's the art form that's so authentic and honest. So I love that about theater.
I know in my play there was it was a section and I was like keep going around because John Black didn't give me my line that my line fed right off of what he said. So and I'm like dancing around. We just up to him in the hall, and finally I was like getting back to the line, and then it brings you back. But like you said, nobody knows that you didn't do.
And that's the beauty of acting on stage.
Yeah. So. I love theater because that's where I started. So somebody believed in me enough to, put me in a production. But I'm really enjoying film as well. And the differences and learning. So
awesome.
Now you recently just relocated to Georgia. So what made you make that decision?
Another candid, transparent moment that a lot of people don't know. I actually wanted to get the experience of going on a 48-city tour with Beauty Shop. I was making 3 salaries. So I was choreographer, dancer, and actress. And I said, I want to take this experience and bring it back to my students. They said, well, you're not going to college, so we're not going to allow you to go get a substitute and come back. You're just going to have to resign. That was the biggest decision of my life that I had to decide on, was to go follow my dream. Now, I also had the films, I had my DVD, I had my coloring book. And I said, okay, I have a way to make money while I'm still pursuing the dream if I'm not here at the school teaching. And so I decided, and I told my students, I was very transparent with them. I said, guys, I'm going to follow a dream because I want you all to know somebody in the industry that is successful, who actually went and followed the dream. Everything I was preaching in my classroom, I wanted my students to see me be a living example. Ooh, that's said in the trailer of Bloom Giving Life. When you decide to be a living example for the students that you teach every day, I can't just preach to them, preach, follow their dream. They're looking at me like, well, are you following your dream? And I was thinking to myself, like, no, Morgan, you're not, because you're here 24/7 making sure your kids have what they need. And what they needed was somebody to go out into the world and bring experiences back to them. So that's why I do workshops here in Greensboro now. I want to bring a theater here to Greensboro, a black box with a school, a performing arts school. So my relocation was so many different reasons, you know.
But see, that's good, because you know a lot of people, they leave, they don't come back. They don't come back and do anything for the community that they were in. So to know that you want to go get it and bring it back, that's very inspiring. You are very inspiring.
Thank you.
Like I tell everybody, you're a motivator.
Thanks.
Like, so I see you grinding. I was like, she's doing something else. I gotta do something
always
else.
doing
We
something.
gonna do so so it's, you know, I love looking up to you. And you're always out there.
I look up to you too. So yes.
Do you feel like that move was your biggest sacrifice?
I believe so. Yes, because at the end of the day, we need money to eat. We need money to pay rent. We need money to, you know, and I'm only 38 years old. You know, I don't have children. I don't have a husband or anything. But at the same time, you have to think, okay, well, I need benefits. I have to be able to take care of my family. When I do have a family, I have to be able to take care of myself. So when you're living off of the dream, it's like, well, dang, am I going to be able to go to the doctor? Like, am I going to have to pay thousands of dollars if something happens to me? Whereas when you have benefits, you don't have to worry about all of that stuff. So that was a big sacrifice. Like, am I going to be able to eat? You know, at one point I was eating Frankie beans.
Ooh.
And I love Frankie beans. That's one of my childhood favorites. I was eating peanut butter and jelly and cup of noodles, which are really bad for you, but I made it work. I had to sacrifice in order to make the dream work. My reality.
I'm ready to take my step too. I be, you know, because you're in that, like you said, you're in that job. Like, you're like, once I leave, I'm gonna be struggling.
Right.
But
the struggle was real.
You gotta go through the struggle.
Yes.
To appreciate the blessing.
Where you're going.
Yeah, where you're going. So it's coming.
It is.
My foot is like so close to the edge.
You got this, girl. I'm telling you.
It
you
is
do.
close.
You got it.
I'm telling you. Let's see. What's my question? Oh, do you feel like I've seen your parents out at your so you have so much support from your parents and your sister.
Yes.
I only met your brother once. So so how has that helped you as far as advancing yourself in your career?
My parents have been pushing me since I was a little itty bitty thing coming out dancing. They've always at family functions, my cousins, my aunts. Go Morgan, go ahead Morgan, get it. Do that. And I'm like trying to make sure my family's happy at the end of the day. If it was a cookout, family reunion, somebody's wedding reception. It's like, if my mother's not standing over there clapping, Morgan, you ain't going hard enough.
Oh, wow.
This is who you got your gift from. So if she doing more than you, then you need to push harder. You know, my mother's always been a very tough woman. My dad was like my emotional cheerleader. Like, oh, you okay? Why are you crying? You know, my mom is always like, all right, come on. How much did you make off that? All right, let's hustle. So I always felt like my parents were my biggest cheerleaders because they always saw my talent. They never put me in dance classes as a youngster. They just was like, Morgan, go teach them guys this dance because they don't dance well. They managed a band when I was growing up. And it was like, Morgan, they need to look good for this performance Friday, so it's on you. And I'm 5 and 6 years old, and I'm looking like, oh, I got an adult right now. So me being an adult when I was younger has shaped me today, you know, but they never forced it on me. It was like she loves this, so let's put her to work. And that's what I do now is work, but it's also personal. It's my artistic journey, and it's been since I was that big.
That's good. I was saying it wasn't like the Michael Jackson.
Oh no, my dad was not a Joe. He just wasn't. He would look at the band. If they didn't sound good, he'd be like, "All right, y'all, let's we'll start over tomorrow. All right. And, you know, my dad was always cool, and he moved 10 men into our house in New York. The men were from North Carolina, and they made money all through Manhattan, the Bronx, the Pier in New York. And I never was taken to a babysitter, dropped off. It was like, Morgan, come on, let's go. We're going to the studio. You're going to have to sleep behind the drum tonight after the performance. That was my life, was music, theater. Not theater. I didn't experience that till high school, but music and performance was my life, dancing.
So you were always on the go. Always. Wow.
Yeah.
And I know sometimes I have problems. Do you have problems sleeping? Like my brain, it just be going. And I'm just like.
Yes. One time I psyched myself out and was like, you have insomnia. You need to go get some help and, you know, antidepressants. And then I said, no. I said, the universe works in my favor. So I'm going to create my reality. My reality is that I'm up late at night creating. I like to sleep during the day. Period. I just do. So when I get off work, I go to sleep, and then I wake up at night and I create. Because that's what I want to do.
Never thought about that. I might try that out.
On this app or whatever.
Do you have you ever felt like giving up on your dream, and how did you overcome those thoughts?
Honestly, I think about giving up probably every single day. That's just the real. You know, a lot of people look at my social media for inspiration. They look to me for motivation, for encouragement. And I'm like, those are the people that need the most encouragement and inspiration. But I always think about my purpose, and I think about who I didn't have. I think about what makes me happy. It's a fine line between making the art personal and business. It's the business side that makes me say, quit. Just quit today, because this person don't appreciate your artwork. This person didn't pay you yesterday. They talking about they ain't got your money. They talking about, but at the end of the day, that art is what keeps me grounded. It keeps me humble. It keeps me motivated to keep going. I know how many children are being motivated off of seeing my story and my journey. As well as it just feels good in my soul to take out a canvas and paint, to take a piece of a song and start creating movement to it, to start writing a play. And most of the time I don't think about the money from it. I just want to create. But like I said earlier, everybody has to eat, and God didn't give us these tools for us to be poor or to be broke. He gave us these tools that we love so that we can succeed out here in the world. And people have to respect your craft, and your artwork is not always a hobby. It is a business. So
my mom would be like that. She would see me, and I'll give somebody a book like for free, and she'd be like, they didn't pay you. And then like for my play, I'm like, no, y'all are good. Your ticket is fine. No, we're paying. No, we're paying. So, you know, she's always.
And you're Aries like me, which I noticed. And we have a heart. We have like our hearts are really, really big. And we just want to inspire people with our work. And we want to give. We want to give. And at the end of the day, it's really hard because we forget. You gotta, you know, we pay to go see people's stuff. So people have to pay for our craft. And your work is amazing, by the way. Your books, your movies, your play, everything that you do is amazing. So always, I'm not saying always, it's okay to bless people with one or two here. Somebody that needs it or who's less fortunate. But at the end of the day, we have to charge for our work. Because it's labor.
Thank you. Thank you, though. Thank you. Y'all can find all my stuff on NakeshaWrites.com. Y'all can go order books and CDs and go watch the play.
Go get that.
I mean, the stage, the theater production.
The theater production, What Fairy Tale. Because it's a very beautiful theatrical production. I sat at home and watched it, eating some wings, and I was very impressed. Everything about What Fairy Tale gave me life. So go check it out.
There you go.
NakeshaWrites.com.
Boom. So what would you what would you tell somebody right now that's wanting to give up on their dream?
If you do want to give up on your dream, I will tell you right now that you have to dig deep down within your soul. You cannot look at this person's journey, that person's journey. Oh, this person was successful with this. Why I'm not successful today? How come this person I'm more talented than that person? So why am I not famous? Why am I not this? Why am I not that? You have to think about your personal journey. You have to trust your process. If you love it, if you're passionate about it, continue. Do not stop, because this is a day where social media decides what we're going to do today, tomorrow, next day. You have to be a person that separates social media and from your personal journey. So trust your process and trust your journey, because today may not be your day. Your day may be next week. Your day may be in 10 years. But trust me, all that preparation and hard work will pay off on your time. Whatever God has for you is yours. It belongs to you. So hold on to it like this. It's your baby. Treat your process and your journey like it's your child. Like, I don't have children, but y'all know what I'm saying. Just grab it, take it, and grab it and hold on to it. Nurture it.
Yes.
With sun and water, feed the process. Give it life.
Then watch it bloom.
Oh!
There you go.
All of that.
So what do you have? I think we just got a sermon out this month.
Look, I get excited.
Yes.
I get excited.
What do you have coming up?
Oh, man. I am actually Empower Arts is producing Vagina Monologues by Eve Ensler, which is a really famous Broadway production from 1996. I'm directing that in Atlanta. That's going to be at Mark Square Studios in Atlanta, Georgia, August 3rd. So get your tickets for that. And we have Find My Way, the stage production, is coming to Atlanta. So I'm casting for that late in the summer. That date is going to be November 19th, 20th. Yes, 2 days we'll be doing that in Atlanta, the debut of the film Find My Way musical on stage.
Yes.
And some other stuff coming up. Oh! We have a film coming out about my story. About Flowerchild Productions.
Okay, so I thought I was going crazy. I was like, well, maybe that was one of those.
That's probably the biggest thing that's coming up. It's called Bloom Give It Life, y'all. Bloom Give It Life is coming up in September.
Is there a release? Is there a release date?
The release is going to be September. I don't have an actual date.
Okay.
But it's going to be in Greensboro, North Carolina, because I got all of my education in Greensboro, North Carolina. I spent 13 years teaching in Greensboro, North Carolina. This is where I started my brand. So I have to give back to the community that gave to me and supported my journey in the beginning of me becoming who I am today. So we're doing a premiere in Greensboro. And Nakesha, guess what?
What?
I have one more thing. Playing a New Age Cabaret is coming to 2 more cities. We're doing Atlanta, Encore, and we're also going to New York. So I have to.
Wow, yes.
I just said I don't know what's coming up, and then all this stuff is coming up. So,
that's awesome.
I need to go rest.
That is awesome to get out.
Yes. That's a lot.
Yes. So is there anything else you want to tell the people before we exit out?
I just want y'all to follow me, my social medias, Flowerchild Productions on Facebook. Follow Plain and New Age Cabaret on Facebook, Plain and New Age Cabaret on Instagram, Morgan Flowerchild on Instagram. Go to my website, flowerchildlife.com. You can actually see Find My Way on Amazon Prime. You can get the dance, give the people what they want. DVD if you want to work out and dance, DVD on my website. And you can also get my coloring book on my website and a Flowerchild t-shirt on my website.
Boom. Yes.
Boom.
Yep.
That's
so
it.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Nakesha.
Yes.
Nakesha writes.
Yep. So there you have it. This was All for the Dream, and we had Morgan Flowerchild. So y'all make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you share. And we'll see you next time. And don't forget, never give up on your dreams.
Never.
You know what it is. Say the Arts TV. Let's go.